for lightning bolts. Today I'm gonna be doing some science. Science! And today I'm making
Yes, it is. Hey, Mother.
So as you can tell, this means that I, of course, am making goo. So here are the ingredients that you, person, are gonna need if you want to follow along with me at home. So enjoy.
So first thing you're gonna want to need is, of course, some utensils, maybe a bunch of them, and then you're going to need food coloring or dye, optional, and then you're going to need some borax, and then you're going to need some water and some glue, even 2 more sets of glue. Then you're going to need 4 plastic bowls, 2 to put your solution in, and 1 bottle, only because you want to, put the ball that's not in there.
So without further ado, let's go ahead, get up, and let's do this. Cue music, please. So I hope you all will like this, but I'm going to start making my do now. That's the instructions, but should go well. So let's do this.
First thing you're going to grab is separate your bowls, of course, in order to determine which ones to put stuff in. Then you're going to grab some water and grab your glue. So also, if you want enough space, you can, move everything out the way for now. But the first thing you're really going to need is some glue. So separate your bowls into the ways and the moments that you really want. For instance, I use 2 bowls for glue and 2 bowls for the mixture of borax. So make sure that you empty the entire glue thing into the bowl. And just in case everything does not make it out, make sure that you, of course, grab some water because anyway, it's going to be there because of the solution. So put the water inside the water bottle.
So what you're going to do, of course, you're going to put this water inside of this nice little glue thing, because anyway, the glue will be having water in there. So then you want to put the cap on nice and shake it. Dang it, didn't do that right. Mistakes. What you're going to do is you're going to make sure the cap is closed all the way. And you're going to shake thing. And then this one.
So what you're supposed to do, of course, is you're supposed to put the water in there, and then, since the water mixture shall be in the glue anyway, make sure that you have that there. Then what you're going to grab next, of course, is your glue thing to put inside of the other bottle. If you want to make a big batch of glue, make sure you put that both glue bottles inside of the same bowl. But then today, I wanted to make 2 separate things. This is just showing the creativity that you can use with this tool. I did not use water for the second one, knowing that something would actually go wrong with it. of course, what you're supposed to have, you're supposed to have your food coloring, and you're going to put as much food coloring as you want inside of one entire bowl. So when I squeezed this blue out, it kind of got everywhere. It got on the ground, it got on the other bowls, it kind of went everywhere. But next, you're going to take your knife or whatever you have, plastic, and you're going to mix the glue. Make sure that you leave no clumps in, otherwise yours will end up looking like mine, gluing one inside the end of this video. Actually, both of them didn't turn out as well as I wanted to. They weren't consistent. They were just an entire glump of stuff. And yeah, I kind of wanted to make that different, but I couldn't because it would kind of just stay there, and I tried to look at it. But the end product didn't come out as well as I wanted to. So I decided to just keep going with what I had, and I actually found use for them. And you'll see that in the end. So anyway, you're supposed to mix well, and make sure that you have enough so that it looks like you've mixed it enough so that it looks like this. Then you're supposed to grab another food coloring for this one over here. So I chose green for this project, not thinking that it could go anything wrong. There was also some blue mixed in there, so it kind of didn't come out as the right color as I wanted it to. But I put like a lot of colors in there. And then this happened. It kind of had a blue texture to it. But now what you're going to want to do is take another mixing spoon and then mix this green. I didn't mix this one well enough, as you see in the end, because it's kind of, not right, and it's kind of a clumpy. The other blue one isn't as clumpy, but I decided to stop mixing it as soon as it looked as the blue color did. And when it did, it actually turned out that this one actually I accidentally put more glue in it, so it was a new, fresh bottle. I didn't know that. Well, I did, because, I did that. But I didn't think it would make a difference. So, as scientists, we don't always get everything right. So as you see, the same texture color isn't as well as the other one. So it is trying to work with it. Next, it was time to do the borax. Then, of course, make sure that your stuff is completely, that color. And then I checked the green one, but it still turned out to have a bunch of goo, as you see. And I decided that it was time to make the borax mixture. So first, you take some, of course, borax, and then you add some water to it. I added a lot of water to it and a lot of borax to it. I shouldn't have added as much borax as I did, but I only did that so, it would come out better than I thought it would. But since I put too much borax in there, it kind of messed up the clumpiness and made it so that it's not slimy, but it sticks together clumpily and that it's not as it wants to be. So that ended up being a fill, but I kept on moving on, knowing that I could at least probably make it better. I didn't really know, but I kept on mixing, and I noticed that not all of the borax was dissolving, especially in the green one. The green one had too much borax in there. When I tried to, dissolve the borax, it would not dissolve. And at the end, in both of the bowls, there was literally just clumps of borax just sitting there, and I was like, what am I supposed to do now? Because the borax is just sitting there and it's not even dissolving. Only part of it dissolved, and I'm glad that a part of it at least dissolved. So I tried that, and then this happened. So I started mixing for a very long time until I actually thought that the stuff was done, but it never was. So it's 3 minutes of me just mixing nothing, and I finally realized this at the end, and I was like, the borax would not dissolve, and I didn't know what to do then. After mixing for what felt like hours, I was finally determined to put the mixed-in solution inside of the goo, and I asked for some help so they could hold the camera. Then I started mixing. Then the magic happened. The clumps started becoming together, and I thought this is exactly how they were supposed to look in the first place. And then, after, experimenting with the blue one, I decided to move on to the green one. I was playing with it for a while, and then trying to get the stuff off the spoon, but the stuff just kind of, just stick there and didn't really do enough. So then I moved on to the green one. I repeated the process and moved the fork / spatula / whatever knife thing this is, and I started mixing for this one. And the same reaction happened, except almost all of the green came out, but the blue would just stick there and didn't really do much. I was confused of why each of them were acting strange until I finally realized that I had more water inside of one of them instead of the other. So this made green water in there. That's why I had to transfer bowls, because it was making too much of a mess, and there was too much water in there. So the goo was actually absorbing the water, making it more slippery and harder for me to create specimens with. So the blue one stuck together, and it made like these little clumps. But the green one, it also stuck together, but even if you took like part of it or even moved it, the thing would break. And then if you like put it on there for like 2 seconds, connected it to itself, it would actually stick there. So I found that very interesting, and I did not understand how that happened, but then I realized it was all in good cause. After transferring the goo into this bowl, I decided to try to use my hands and see if something would work. But I saw that the glue was getting stuck to the thing, so it kind of was weird, because as soon as I got it out the bowl, it kind of just stayed there and didn't really do much. And it acted just like plastic, except it was like a rubbery plastic. Then with the green one, I got that one out. But the water somehow still got itself in there. So I had to drain that out at the end of the video too. And I tried checking on it and, playing with it. And that's when things decided to get messy. So I decided, why not have a little fun with this? After playing with it for a little while, I then realized that I should start experimenting on this stuff often. Then I went straight to the blue one, noticing that it was different and slippier. I decided that maybe it was different from the other one. After transferring it to a bowl, I decided to use some gloves and put those on just in case. I never knew how messy things would get, and I didn't know that, things would be as difficult as they seemed. I knew that this stuff was very sticky, messy, and easy to get on your fingers, so I decided to go ahead and grab some gloves for some protection on my hands, and so I wouldn't just get dye everywhere. And, that would kind of make more sense.
Okay guys, I think that was part 2, so I want you all to stay tuned, because next week I'm going to be posting the next video, or maybe tomorrow. It could be any day. So anyway, bye bye my lightning bugs, and please subscribe, hit that like button, and hit the notification bell, of course, to know when I make up a new video. So thanks for all your support, and see you next time!